Hello, YouTube. All right. I thought today I would show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. As you can see, I've started to build the cabinet here for the rear section of Little Blue 2. This is just a mock-up to put where the doors need to go. But I had built these pieces here to hold everything into place and line up the doors and stuff. What I forgot to do is remove this beam that's in the middle. I was using this shelving as storage for all this wood and stuff. Yeah. So actually I've got two of them in there. Now I'm debating if I want to put one up along the back. I might even put it up there along the back. Just because I don't want to take it out. Or I might take it out. I don't know. But I'm getting ready to saw through the center beam here, so I can try to get this piece out, because I need it for something else. See, what's happening is you can't take it out because it's hitting the frame right there. And if you try to diagonal it, you can't because there's no room because you're hitting a wall right there. So I'm going to try to use the jigsaw. I tried using a hand saw and it didn't cut so well. So now I'm going to, I mean it did, but it was kind of a pain. So I'm going to try to finish the rest of the cut with a jigsaw. Let's see if I can't cut out this 2x2 so I can use it to make the under framing down here. You know, just like I did the other side over here. So we'll see what happens. Alright, fortunately it looks like I was able to cut it, even though it was very awkward. You can see I got it to cut through without cutting myself or ruining the work that I've already done. So now I can pull out this beam. Yeah. And same with the other side. I'm probably gonna have to do that to the other piece unless I decide to keep it long like that, because you can't get a long piece back in there. I may put that that second piece up along the wall there, but thinking of leaving it open so you can have access to that panel in case I have to get to the wires or something. You know, it's hidden, so it doesn't really need to be up there. So I'll probably cut it and remove it. And then I don't know if there's a big piece in there that I got to get out. So we'll see what happens once I clear everything. So if you ever decide to do this and build a overhead cabinet, and while you're using for storage of your wood pieces and stuff, make sure you get all the wood out of there before you put up the the side framing, because then you can't get it out. Hole's too small, not enough room to maneuver. So lesson learned. Now I'm gonna take this and cut out, I think I measured it was like 15.5 inches. I'll double check my measurement and go cut it. All right, it looks like we got our cross beam here, our framing up. I put a 2-inch screw diagonally, because that's all I had was 2-inch. I would have liked not 2-inch, 4-inch, no, 3-inch. 3? No, it was like 4 inches. Hopefully it didn't go all the way through the other side. I'm gonna go outside and see if I screwed it all the way out, because if I did, I'm gonna have to put some silicone sealant out there. So let me look. It'll be on this side window here. I'm gonna go look and see if a screw came outside. Alright, I am checking the rear, and sure enough I don't see any screws sticking out, which is good. That's about where the shelving is right there, and there's no screw poking through. So I didn't go all the way through, which would have been really bad. But as you can see, I do have the privacy shade up, although I don't have it up on this side yet, which I think I'm going to go try to do, even though it is kind of late. Going to try to get that up and see if I can't film to show you what I do. But I do have it on this other side, these two sides here. This one's a little short. Sadly, they didn't have the right size, and I went short instead of longer. I would have taken it back to exchange it, but I threw away the box. So that was pretty dumb. So it's a little bit short, but that's okay. You know, it's a mistake. I think maybe in the future I'll get the correct size one, but I'm in no rush. It's good enough. See how it's a little short on this side and a little short on that side. I had measured, it was like 59. I should have went like 62 or 64. I think the next size I had was 64. So I didn't want to go to 64, and I went down to 58. But I should have went up to 64. So we're going to go ahead and try to do this other side here. I'm going to turn on some light. That doesn't really help too much, but now it helps with the camera adjusting to that. But then by the window it messes up again. But you can see we've got our little things there right now. I'm putting the fans on it. I think I'll leave those ribs exposed. I might try to make a little thingy dangling down just so that I can put the fan, make a little area there for the fan to hang on to so it can blow right at you while you're sleeping, just in case the air conditioning can't be on. And we're going to do the same with the other side, but I'm going to have to build a nightstand there on the end over here to try to make it match that one somewhat. It won't be exactly the same, but match it over here so it has two nightstands. And then to skin the front portion here. And then this part of the project is pretty much done, other than painting. So things are coming along good enough. It's starting to feel a little bit more like a home. It's not as discombobulated back in the bedroom as the rest of the RV is. The rest of the RV is still a huge mess, but at least I got rid of that big huge cabinet that was here. You know, the one that had the that was holding the doors over there. So I got rid of that. I threw it out into the dumpster this morning after I took off all the doors and the light assembly and everything else, that, you know, all the hardware that I could pull out of it. So now it's just a matter of reassembling everything, and then considering this part done for now, even though it still needs more work. And then I've got to deal with this bathroom. I still don't know what's up with the leak situation. It seems to be leaking from underneath. I seem to have drippage here. I don't know if it's from the air conditioning, because it seemed like it was happening when it wasn't raining, although I don't see any drippage here today. And once that's done, the big problem right here. This front wall where it has the huge leak, you can see it's really, really bad. So that's going to have to all be gutted out, and I'll have to replace the framing on there and do this whole wall here. It's a big project. So I'll just be happy if I can at least get this portion done this week, by the end of this week, get the bedroom completely done by this weekend, and have a functional bedroom where the cabinets are pretty much done, where the walls are pretty much done. Maybe I'll even have the molding or the trimming up, just so I have one room that's done, mostly done, other than painting, at least 90% done. That way, when I come home from work, and like I'm exhausted, like I am right now, I've been exhausted for the last, 2 months. I have a place where I can just come and chill for the first time in like forever. I don't know if you guys realize what it's like. Those of you who are living in a van, who, you know, are on the streets and stuff, you know what I'm talking about. It's that feeling of not being on alert all the time, because you're always, you know, concerned about the police or somebody knocking on your window, or people hassling you where you sleep, or danger going on all around you. I'm currently in an RV park, so, you know, there's a bit of a safety feeling here because it is a park and there is security, so that helps. But when you come inside the RV and it's all trashed, you know, it's got just pieces everywhere, the roof is exposed, it's not exactly calming. It's like being in the military. You know, the airplanes are KC-135s. They had the guts all exposed. When you went inside it, this is kind of what you saw. You saw the beams, the metal beams and stuff. It's a way for the government to save money, but also it puts the people inside there on heightened alert, because you know, you can see the wiring, you can see all that, so you can see that something might go wrong. When you see wiring and pipes and air ducts, it puts you into alert mode because it doesn't look safe. But once you cover stuff up, you know, with the panels and paint and everything, it's a bit more soothing. So that's why I'm working very hard. I know some of you are like, well, you should concentrate on completely sealing the roof. Yeah, I know. That is a priority, but getting up on there is hard. I don't have a ladder now at this point. May have to go to the Hut 2.0 to try to obtain that big, huge ladder. But I don't know if it's going to, you know, what I'm going to do once I bring it here, because I don't know how I'm going to transport it. I got to figure all this out. There is a back ladder that I fixed that you can kind of climb on, but I don't 100% trust it. It's flimsy aluminum, and the bottom rung still needs to be bolted into place. Then I trust it more, but when I climbed on it previously, it was iffy. So, and not only that, when I climb up, it's just going to give me access to seeing the back roof. I would not step on the roof of the RV at this point. It's not reinforced. It's not. We know that parts of it, like above this area here right now, it's totally missing. So I do need to put a new roof on this RV. Still trying to work out the details on how exactly I'm going to do that. But the main thing right now is just getting it sealed so that the rain doesn't keep coming in. And if I can do that, I'm happy. If I can get the bedroom done, I'm really happy. Just so I have a place to lay down. Of course, rent's going to be due soon for parking here. So whether or not I can afford to stay here remains to be seen. If it looks like I'm going to be able to afford it, that at least buys me one more month. Obviously, I don't like having to pay rent because it's using up any spare money. Money that would go towards fixing the RV and other, expenditures. It's just going to pay the rent for a parking spot. And some of you are like, well, you could park in free lands. I can't do that. It has to be located near where I work. And then the other issue is if you parked out in open land, anybody can come to your RV while you're gone at work and mess with it. Whereas at an RV park, there's security here. So it's a little bit safer. And I'm just not at that position right now where everything is secured and safe. And that's what I'm trying to get to. So hopefully I can last, get all this done by the end of this month, which, the first month, which is I think about 2 more weeks left. Otherwise, I'm going to be on the street with the RV, and ready or not, this is what, it's going to be worse than here, because right here, I have access to 120 volts, which is giving me electricity to easily cut stuff. I can do that and generate the electricity with little Bluetooth, but it's not as convenient as just being able to plug in and turn on. And also having air conditioning while I sleep is helping. Having water, not having to lug, basically 30 gallons of water and refill, and having a place to dump sewage and stuff. These are all conveniences that make living in an RV a million times better than living in a van. But at the same time, when you lose that capability because you can't afford to pay for the RV parking spot, it's a liability, not an asset. So we'll probably do a video and talk about that a little bit in the future. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to work on the window. I may try to document it for you guys just so you can see how it's done, even though, honestly, we've lost so much light now. It might be hard for you to see what's going on. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for your kind words, suggestions, even though by the time you make suggestions for what to do here, obviously, I've probably already done it. But it will help anyone in the future. My big suggestion is make sure if you make a cabinet like this for storage and you have long beams in there, get them out before you put in the cross beams, the vertical beams there. Because then you can't get out those long pieces. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.